dear viewers of English with Alan and Norbert. You are welcome to yet another lesson. And today we are going to look at a new conjunction, and that conjunction is unless, as we are going to see. Unless is a conjunction, and a conjunction, I said, it is a word that joins two or more sentences. Today we are saying using unless dash dash comma dash dash. We are going to see what does unless mean. How do we use unless while joining sentences in English? And this is point one. Unless means if not. Unless means if not. Secondly, it is a negative conditional. We are going to see what conditional sentences are. Sentences where we have a condition that should be fulfilled and then we expect a true result. Thirdly, unless is both used at the start and in the middle of the sentence. We can start with unless to write a sentence, and when we start with unless, we use a comma in the middle of the sentence. Or we can use unless in the middle of the sentence and then we start with the main clause unless and we end with the if clause. There we do not need to use a comma. Next, it has the if and the main clauses. When we talk about the if clause, this is where we have a condition that is supposed to be fulfilled. And in the main clause is where we have the expectation that is expected to come true in case the condition has been fulfilled. Next class, the word not is not used in the unless clause. The moment we use unless, we are not supposed to use the word not in the unless clause. The first clause where we have unless, we cannot write there the word not. The moment you write the word not in the unless clause, definitely your answer will be wrong. Next, if and unless cannot be used in the same sentence. We have said in our first point that unless means if not. Therefore, we cannot use unless in the same sentence with if. If we are to use unless, we use it alone. And next time if we are to use if, we use it alone. So, we have to keep it a point that if and unless cannot be used in the same sentence. We are going to follow these guidelines to use them to attempt some of the examples, and we shall use the same guidelines to attempt our activity. Let's go to our examples. Come to the examples of using unless. And here we go with example 1. We say, if John revises hard. If John revises hard, he will pass exams. We want to know what is the main clause and what is the if clause. If John revises hard, this is the if clause. He will pass exams. This is the main clause. The condition that needs to be fulfilled is when John revises hard. And the expectation will be that he will pass exams. Therefore, John will only pass exams only when he revises hard. Here in this case, we have got our two sentences in affirmative form, or what we call the positive form. Therefore, when the two sentences are in affirmative form, we replace if with unless and change the main clause into negative form. In English, when we talk about the word negative, that means we add in the word not. And when we add in the word not, that means our main clause has changed to negative form. And so, our answer will be, unless John revises hard, he will not pass exams. Unless John revises hard, he will not pass exams, as we have it here. So our answer will be, unless John revises hard, he will not pass exams. We take out if, replace it with unless, and use not in the main clause. I have said in the guidelines that unless can also be used in the middle of the sentence. This is what we are going to see. I know some of you out there are already thinking about how to use unless in the middle of the sentence. And when we have to use unless in the middle of the sentence, then we start with the main clause. This is the main clause. He will not pass exams. But we can't start our sentence with pronoun he. So we shall start with the proper noun, which is John. And so we shall say, John. Answer is, John will not pass exams unless he revises hard. Let's go to example 2. If dad doesn't come, I will not go to town. If dad doesn't come, I will not go to town. Here we have got 2 sentences, and both of them are in negative form. What do we do when the 2 sentences are in negative form and we want to use unless? We first replace if with unless. And in the main clause, we have to maintain it in negative form. But for the case of the if clause, we replace if with unless and take out not, since we know that unless means if not, and this is our answer. Unless dad comes, I will not go to town. Unless dad comes, I will not go to town. Example 3. If you wake up early, you will miss the bus. If you wake up late, you will miss the bus. What do we mean here? We have got 2 words which are negative at the same time. That is late and miss. These are negative words. So when we have 2 negative words, what do? We go to the if clause and change the first word and bring its opposite, and the opposite of late is early. And we replace if with unless. And so our answer is, unless you wake up early, you will miss the bus. Unless you wake up early, you will miss the bus. Then learners, you can do this activity at your own time, and we have it using unless dash dash. And our number 1 is, if he misses the train, he will go by bus. Number 2, if Dan gets a meal card, he will eat lunch. You can use unless in the middle of the sentence and at the start of the sentence. After attempting those 2 numbers, you can call us on these 2 numbers for inquiries, and you say 0758 586554 or 0785 347652. We call upon you to continue subscribing on our YouTube channel, and you can search English with Alan and Norbert and you subscribe. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for learning with us.